Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now we are trading, again, right at the center of the large range. We're pushing a little bit higher highs, higher lows day over day, but we're getting into a point here where we haven't really seen much acceptance over the last few weeks above 2680. Every time price has gotten above 2680, it's rotated back toward about 2620. We have gotten up as high as about 2720, but again, that was short-lived before it broke back down. So again, it's very tight price action here, not a lot of action, so you got to be very, very careful here, but continue to watch 2680, because if there's any failure there, we could rotate right back down. Acceptance above it opens up to 2720. Here's a look at the NQ. Very similar price action, not a whole lot of action going on. Obviously we have popped up, but over the last couple of days, very, very tight. We're sitting here right at the 6850 level, which is the inner 25% of the large key range, and that's a level that's been offered here since March. That level went offered here, the retest was offered, and now we're back at it. Will it be offered again? If so, we come back toward about 6600. Pushing beyond that level opens up more upside, and that's when you start to attack the edge of the key range at 7047 and perhaps even higher. But right now, 6850 is a very clear area where bears have been defending. We could still see a push above it with a rejection that comes later, but again, that's a key level to keep an eye on as well. Looking at crude oil, we had a flash event in the previous session here, news coming out, and that hit the market pretty hard, dropped pretty strongly, and then once price popped, it started to hold. You saw some absorption, and at that point we mentioned to the trading room that typically speaking, when you see a flash crash event like that, a flash sell-off, you usually see a rally back to the point of origin, and that was our approach, getting back to 6950, and that's exactly what happened yesterday, and then some, leaving behind a pretty significant tail there, and now we are at new highs, testing prices above 71. So again, very bullish action here in crude oil, even in the face of a major sell-off yesterday. That should tell you everything you need to know about the strength of crude right now. Every pullback is being defended as price continues to probe into the 70s. Now taking a look here at gold. Gold is having quite a battle at the lower edge of this trading range. Major battle here. Sitting at the 1306.60. You can see it hasn't really had the juice or the effort to really push higher. It's been trying, but it really has had to auction lower to entice buyers. And so you're still seeing some rejection tails here. It hasn't been, you know, kind of a normal type of rejection that we look for, but it is still building. It's bringing in participants here and building energy. And so if we do see a push above 1320, this thing could shoot higher. But a failure above 1320 opens up perhaps a break through 1300, which could open up a move back into the 1200. So again, very clear range here. It continues to develop. We have not seen a stop run yet. Bulls continue to defend that edge. 1320 is going to be the key. Now when we're looking at Bitcoin here, this one has a big time shot to move finally. You can see again, what we've been looking for is how price has been trading here inside these tiny little ranges. It's been building up energy in here and exploding, building up energy and exploding, and now it's built up energy double time. You know, these were 5-day ranges. This is about a 2.5, 3 week range here that's been building up. The next push, I mentioned, if it can hold 85s here, so we can push back as deep as 85, we could see a big time move to 11.3. And so right now you're seeing a failed new low below the previous session's low, and price is now pushing back above the previous session's midpoint. That's an early indication that we are about to see perhaps a bounce or an attempt to push higher. So again, if we are able to push up out of that range, we could be looking at a significant move that takes us into about 11.3, or at least back above 10K very quickly, followed by perhaps a pullback that leads to 11.3. But overall, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we could be sitting up there as long as 8500 continues to hold and this energy continues to build out. So overall, we could be looking at a nice push here ahead as long as 8500 remains intact. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.